All right, good morning. Interesting morning so far for me. I don't know if you can kind of see at some of these windows here. A lot of snow. And the boys, school got canceled. So I had to drop them off at their mom's to get on the bus this morning. And I had an early morning meeting, but that got moved just a little bit before it was going to happen. So now I'm heading to the gym. I was planning to go to the gym later on in the afternoon, which I don't typically do, but sometimes you got to do it, move it around to get that workout in. My kids are too young where I can leave them at home for me to go work out early in the morning, and so you got to work around that, but you do what you have to do. Yesterday, leg day, went really well. I'm starting to like the sumo deadlifts. It was interesting. I do 5 sets of them, and the first set was just tough, but something kind of clicked in my movement where I just felt more in flow and where things were lifting appropriately, and all I have to say is I think next week I'm going to jump up more weight than I anticipated if I can get that form going. And so that was nice. And so I had a nice leg day yesterday. Had the glute bridge, had hamstring line curls, and then some bent over rows, single arm. And so a good leg day. Legs feel good, not super sore. My legs get more sore after quads. My glutes yesterday, even during the workouts, I just never had that kind of glute pumps before. It sounds kind of weird saying it, at least to me. But speaking of butts, I guess make my ladies like my tush or something, whatever. Anyway, looking at a pair of jeans or something. Today is upper body focus and some shoulder work. I have some military press, seated military press. I also have a clean and press. Now it's not like I'm doing with the barbell, it's with dumbbells and standing and not getting a lot of body English in it, which I did last time, so that's something I gotta fix. And it's gonna lighten the weight on that. I'm gonna have some face pulls with rope, and what else is there? There's a biceps and one other additional one. This is 5 exercises. There's a tricep exercise in there as well. And so upper body mix today, 5 sets of each. Increase the weight a little bit from last time. I think I'm going to increase the weight. It's either increase the weight or increase the sets or the reps is what we're going for. I'm going to from an RIR perspective, kind of a combination of things, depending on which way. Looking forward to that. I'm going to have to probably shorten my rest breaks a little bit in between sets, just because a lot of stuff to get done today for work. And I brought my laptop just in case I need to get some things done and take a break. Not ideal, but sometimes you have to do what you have to do. It's funny because I'm drinking coffee right now. I guess kind of quasi pre-workout, some energy, and because I had that meeting I had planned this morning, so I want to grab a cup of coffee on the way after dropping the kids off. And shortly after that, the meeting got canceled. Not canceled, it's getting delayed, and which is fine. That stuff happens. But I want to talk about motivation. And what do I think about motivation? I think motivation has its place, but it can't be the primary place for people. For people that want to be successful in any area of what they do, in any area of life, motivation cannot be the driving force behind it, because motivation in itself is temporary. A lot of people, they are, seminar junkies. They go from seminar to seminar, watching motivational speech to get really pumped up, kind of like a balloon pumped up. But after that's, and they're like, I'm going to do it this time. I'm sticking to it. I'm going to make it happen. I'm not going to give up this time. And then by the time they get to work or whatever it is, a couple days later, that balloon wasn't tied up and it deflates. Because motivation is a temporary hit to your system that gets you all jacked up, right? Which can have its place. Sometimes you need to have that for a certain thing. But what happens when motivation goes away, which it invariably does? And you're like, I don't feel like doing this today. I don't feel like going to the gym today. I don't feel like eating healthy today. I don't feel like working today. I don't feel like making these prospecting calls today. Well, that stuff's going to happen. And if you lack motivation, and motivation is the driving force for you, well, you're not going to push through those things. Where we want to is a different place. Is discipline and create habits, right? You want to do that. Be disciplined. That is a more important place to be than a place for motivation. But there's an additional spot that's even bigger than discipline. Because discipline, you can do it out of habit and do, which is great. It's better than not doing it, of course. What happens when we do things out of habit and discipline, oftentimes we get to a spot where we're not actually putting in the necessary effort. It's like going to the gym, lifting weights, but you're not actually exerting yourself enough. You're not pushing yourself enough. But you're disciplined to go to the gym, which is great. That's fantastic, right? Of course. You might making your prospecting calls. Hey, I'm disciplined. I'm getting my 30 calls in or whatever it is, but there's no energy or anything behind it. But I got my calls done. Okay, discipline is good. Creating that habit is important. But the next step where you want to be is obsession. Obsession is like combining everything together. You have the discipline. You do it every single day, but you have the inner drive, not motivation, because motivation still comes and goes. But is like, I'm going to do this. Hey, I'm doing it, and I'm going to do it well. Now, it doesn't mean every day you're on point and every day that you're doing it the best that you possibly can. We all have down days. Maybe you're sick or whatever, and something comes up and you're not able to give the max that you want to give. But that obsession is what drives you. And that's what takes a person that has less talent, and that person eventually outperforms a person with far greater talent because of their obsession to improve and to get better. There's the saying is, I'll take a person that has low talent but works hard than a person that has lots of talent and doesn't work hard, right? And, I think in theory we all think that, but most people end up going with the person with the talent because they get enamored by the talent. But it's that obsession, that drive, that creates long-lasting success. That's the key, long-lasting success. Because talent can get you so far, but talent without the drive behind it is going to falter. You see it all the time in professional sports. People that are the top draft picks, the first round, that become nothing. Or those 5-star recruits in college, but they don't end up actually becoming anything in college. Is it because their talent disappeared? No. Now, there's some that has injuries, right? That stuff happens, but remove those from the picture. It's because they lack the obsession. They find it more important to go party and live that lifestyle, or they don't put the work in needed, and people eventually pass them up. Then you have somebody that is not one of those recruits, like J.J. Watt. He was not a 5-star recruit. He started at a smaller college, Central Michigan, and then he went to, I think he ended up walking on to Wisconsin to get a shot there, eventually became a scholarship athlete and turned to one of the best defensive linemen in the NFL's history. It's because he had the obsession to work to get better. And then, of course, I can go the exact opposite in many different cases of people being the best, recruits or draft picks and then turning out nothing because they decided they aren't going to study the playbook. They aren't going to work out every day. And then other people caught up and then passed them. And so if motivation is what's driving you, well, that's going to fall short. So become obsessed, and growth will happen. I don't know how quickly it will be for everybody, but you will get further ahead when you're obsessed. All right, at the gym, catch you later.